Should you have a different address or a PO box for your reselling business? Hi, this is Mark from Shellmark Sales again. I'm a full-time reseller on eBay and Etsy. So this video, the question is, do I need a different address than my personal address for my reselling business? Most resellers work out of their home and they ship packages, and the left corner of the little label has your personal address on every package you send out. Some resellers do work out of different buildings or than their home and stuff like that, and they already have that separation from the business to their personal address. So I'm going to walk through the pros and cons of getting a different address, and then I'm going to walk you through how we did it with the post office and the PO box that we got in our local post office. We did most of that at the post office online, is how easy it is, and I'll let you know what the cost was that it cost us to get that PO box. Now, I haven't had anything happen, I don't expect anything to happen with having a personal address on my return labels, but we wanted that separation. So let's go through the pros first. So the top pro of all this is security and privacy. Anybody nowadays that sees your address on a label can go to Google Maps and Google and see where that address is. And they can get a picture, an aerial view or street view of your home or where you're shipping from. So you want to keep that separation and some security and privacy is probably the top one. The only really thing I saw is out there when I was researching for this video, real quick, was some guy walked up to a person's house with a return, thinking instead of mailing it, he'll just bring it over there since he was only a town over. He knocked on the door, and the guy that sold it, that does the business, his wife was home and he wasn't. So it was kind of a weird situation. Nothing happened or anything, but the guy decided that, no, I don't want people walking up to my house. With returns, there's processes and procedures done with eBay, Etsy, or whatever to mail those back. So that's the biggest thing about security and privacy. The next one is, other pro, is the professional image. When people look at your business, when you first start out, if you're just selling one or two items, we didn't do that in the beginning. But as you grow and send hundreds and thousands of packages out, you want to have a professional image, so when people get that product, they say, oh, they Google it, they see it's a building or whatever, not your home, and plus you're not advertising your personal home as your business. Also, with the PO box that we got, they accept packages. So if you live on a street that is facing a main road where people can see packages left on your porch from Amazon or UPS or any company like that, you can have them redirected to the post office and they can accept them. But you want to check with your post office to see what packages they do accept. I've heard different things. My post office will accept anything that comes in there, but I don't expect to be shipping packages there since we have a secure place for ours. Mostly we're going to use our PO box for our returns. Now, the cons of having a separate address, there is an increased cost because you're renting a PO box, or you're going to the UPS store and getting a private mailbox, or if there's another company that does private mailboxes, those can get pretty expensive as well, and what size you get. So there will be an increased cost of doing this. Now, we have a very low volume of returns. Most of our returns are from envelopes like that, postcards. Either the label got torn off the envelope in the postal machines, or there was no receptacle, bad address. So very rarely do we get a lot of returns in. They seem to come in spurts. So we're going to be paying for something that we're not going to use that often, but the security and privacy is still driving it. Then there's also the additional time to go check the post office box or the private mailbox. That has to be added into your routine. What's nice with the post office or some of these private mailbox places, they'll send you an email when you get mail in your box, so you just need to go check it when you get that. I got informed delivery with the post office, and I just got a letter in today saying, hey, I got a piece of mail in my PO box. Now, I haven't been to the post office maybe 2 times in 2020, and I haven't been at all in 2021 except for a few things. But I don't bring any packages there. I have package pickup every day at our home. So to go over to the post office just adds more time to it. But it's nice to know I don't need to check unless I get mail from the informed delivery. So I have a PO box with the return addresses for my envelopes and packages now. So thousands of packages will have my PO box number instead of my personal address to go to them. I also got the PO box as close as possible to the post office closest to me. Our main post office is on the other side of town that our address zip code is tied to. Right across the way is another town, and there's a smaller post office for that town, and that one's half the distance. So you don't have to get a post office box in your main post office. We got one which is half the distance, which makes it a lot easier. So the steps I took to set up the PO box for the post office, this is for the post office. Now for UPS store or private mailbox, you might have to do something different, but this is for the post office box. You want to go to USPS.com. If you don't have an account already, you want to sign up and register. If you do have an account, go in and sign in. Now there's other things on this site as well too. You can get supplies, stamps, and stuff like that. So if you're a reseller, you probably want to set up an account with this and some other carriers. So once you're into the post office site, you're logged in, go to Quick Tools, and down there will be Rent or Renew a PO Box. And if you don't see that, just do a search in that site with the little magnifying glass and put PO Box in, and you'll find it. And then it's going to come up, it's going to ask you to search for your PO Box. You put your zip code in, and it'll find all the post offices close to you. So my post office was the second one since on the other side of town, and this one closest to me came up first. So I selected that one. Also, there's different services that you can get with a PO box. You can get a real address. I think it's like the post office address plus a number. You can inform delivery. Different services are offered at different locations depending where at in the country. So you want to check on the website what services are offered at that post office, and you want to ask about those. Now you got to pick out what size box you got. There's different size boxes. There's 3 inches by 5.5 inches all the way up to 12 inches by 22.5 inches. The smallest one, as it says on the website, will hold 10 to 15 letters and 2 rolled magazines. The largest can hold multiple flat rate boxes and parcels in there. So we got the second one. We got the size 2S, which is 5 inches by 5.5 inches, because most of our stuff is going to be envelopes. If I do get packages, they said they would put a little slip of paper in my PO box, and I would bring that to the post office window, and they would go get the package for me. I don't think you want to let packages pile up there. They'll probably say something. But the postmaster told me just bring the slip over to the window and they'll be fine. I don't expect like I said, a lot of returns to there. Now, not all these boxes are available at all locations. You want to look at that website and follow the prompts, and it'll tell you what's available where. The next thing is you want to set up your payments. You also want to look at the promotions. We ended up getting 13 months for the price of 12 months by paying by the year. So you'll set up your payments in there. I think it's automatic. It has to be 3 months, but you can pay by month. Whatever it tells you on the website, but you want to set up your payments. For 13 months on that one box I just showed you, cost us $106 for 13 months. It renews next February 2022, and that's about $8.16 per month. So it was pretty cheap. Compared to the private mailboxes, one place wanted $450, which they said it might double if they go 24 hours. Now, this post office isn't open 24 hours to get your mail, but I don't expect to go there at midnight to check my P.O. box. Business hours is fine for me. Some places, like our main post office, is 24 hours that I could get there, but I'm not that concerned about it. I can always get there the next business day. So you want to check and see what kind of prices, and you get, we got the deal for 13 months, could be paid by the year, and different things. But it'll show you that on the website. The next thing you need, once you set up your payments and you reserve the box and pay for it, then you need to, there's a form called the PS Form 1093. Now this was all new to me too, but the website was very good. It walked me right through it. I clicked on the form. Most of, all of it was basically filled out. I just had to print it out and sign it with that Form 1093. Now, after you get the 1093 and you reserve your box, then you want to go over to the post office with that form, and also it says on the form you need 2 IDs. So you want to look on what they need. I brought a driver's license and my vehicle registration. The vehicle registration just makes sure the address matches your name to what you're saying on the PO box. I walked in the door with the 1093 form, my 2 IDs. There was no line. I went to the counter. The guy took it, says, hang on a second. Did a few things, calculated a few things. Went in the vault, got me the keys, told me what box it is, gave me a receipt. I was in and out in 10 minutes. Is how easy it was. So most of it was done online. 10 minutes at the post office. Now that's dependent on your post office, but ours was pretty quick. So once you get all that done, you want to make sure your keys work in the post box. And just to mention, the post office box I got looks like an antique. It's older than I am in there, and the keys, it's the old post office box ones. And it was pretty cool to go over and find it and open it up. So now once you get that done, you want to go into your eBay, your Etsy, Pirate Ship, all these different places that do a return label for you and change your address. Now you want to verify when you print out your next package or whatever. I made a mistake on one of my eBay stores and I had to go back and fix it because it was still showing my other address. But you want to go in and do that. And once you reserve it and they set it up, it'll get mail. So for the new return address. So that's how we set up a PO box. It's something I should have done a long time ago. I don't know why I put it off, but I just didn't have any issues, and I don't get a lot of returns. I think I just kept putting it off to the side. But I just wanted to share with you what processes and the steps we took to do that and how easy it is. Again, this is for the PO box at the U.S. Post Office. And there's other private mailboxes you can get as well. But I recommend it because just the security and privacy. So I hope you can use something out of this video. If you want to see videos in the future, just go ahead and subscribe to our channel and hit the little reminder icon they have on our YouTube. And it'll pop up on there and let you know we have a video and you can watch it whenever. So we thank you for watching and we appreciate it.